So I found this feeder for sale at a great price, but it needed some tweaking. And I put it out. Well, let me tell you something. All the birds are talking about it. They saw it and they thought, wait a minute, she's putting out a feeder now that's full of food. And they are checking it out. And I think you need to check it out too. So what do you think we're all looking at? We're looking at a feeder that I just bought for about $6. And it had a lot of negative reviews. A beautiful wooden cedar feeder holds about a pound of food. And look how beautiful it is. Well, we're going to fix it. And now it's going to be worth probably $20, if not more. And not only that, it can be changed to your liking. And notice when the bird is going up and down, there's no seed falling. And I'll tell you the secret to that too. Let's get in the house, fix it up so you can get one too. So I'm taking this $6 and change feeder and we're going to change it into something that's worth about $25. I read the reviews and the biggest complaint on this beautiful feeder was the seed went everywhere. And I thought, well, we can fix that. We can fix it to our liking. So I took this feeder. Look at this. I picked this up at Walmart. You can probably pick it up anywhere. It's Pennington. And they make a lot of bird feeders. It's cedar and it's made really nice. You know what? You could fix it up and give this as a gift too. It would be a very unique gift and it could be designed for their yard. So I decided what I'm going to do is put a tray on the bottom. Now you could use a plate. You could use any tray you've got. Anything you want. You can go to the dollar stores. I just picked up these flying discs, you know, like a Frisbee. And I thought this is going to be perfect. So now my biggest decision is color. I kind of think the blue looks like water, the green looks like grass, and I think the orange kind of makes the cedar pop. So we're going to go with orange. But of course, you do it the way you want and use whatever tray you want. You can use big or small, it doesn't matter. The bigger the tray, the more it will hold the seeds as they're knocked around. Now, I'm trying to find the center here because what I'm going to do is use my soldering iron. I use my power unit there. Yes, I could plug it into the wall, but I don't have to bend down. I could just flick it on and flick it off. I use it all over the yard. So I made a hole there and my screw is going to go through there. Now, we can't really hot glue this on because it will fall. We will need a screw. Now, I'm going to make a hole in the cedar. So we're going to kind of push it in. You know what? Cedars are really hard wood, and this is not going to work. So I think I am going to have to run into the garage and see if I can find Gary's drill, because mine is somewhere else and may not be charged. Yeah, we're going to have to do that. But isn't this cute? Look how nice this is. I'm going to take the panels out while I'm working. I don't want them to fall out and break. Otherwise, I'd have to build new panels or cut out some plastic. And I couldn't find the washer, and Gary's off doing something, so I made my own washers out of some tote lid strips that I've cut off to use for plant labels and stuff. I'm going to put 2 of them there. And then I'm going to put my screw through there. Look at that. And I'm going to use the 2 there. I'm going to use Gary's drill. I did find that in the garage. And we're going to drill the hole all the way through. I don't want to split the cedar. So if I made a small hole and forced the screw through, it could split it. Then we've lost the feeder. So I'm going all the way through on that. Now I am simply putting the screw in my homemade washers from a tote lid. You could use a food container or anything cut up. But of course you can get a washer. And I'm going to line it up where the hole is on the bottom of the feeder and just screw it in. You can't get anything easier than that. Look how neat and clean this is going to look. The seed can come out in the tray. You can have a whole bunch of birds feeding. Not a couple birds just hanging off the side for dear life. They'll be sitting all over that tray. It's going to be so much fun. So I'm sliding back in the sides. So this is what holds the seed in. And I personally would not fill it to the top. I'm just going to put a little bit in. And now we can hang it out there. There's one more thing I want to do. I'm going to make maybe 4 holes, but you can make as many as you want. Not quite hot enough, but it is getting there. Now the 4 holes is in case it rains, you know, not a heavy rain, but any rain, the water will run out, but the seed will stay in. And that's important because birds will eat wet seed, but they won't eat seed that's underwater. And this way it will stay, let's say, dry. But that's it. Now we just have to take it outside and see what the birds think. And I know they're going to love it. So now we redesigned it so it's far more useful for the birds and for us because the seed isn't going to fall anywhere and they can sit on that tray and enjoy a meal and push the seed around. A whole bunch of birds. Let's get this hung up and see what the birds think about it. So outside I went, Zoe and me, and I found a hook. Very easy to hang up. It's not that heavy. It only holds a little over a pound of food, which I'm not going to ever fill up to the top unless I'm going to be gone all day. It just is so nice. And with that added flying disc on the bottom, it works out perfect. Look when the scrub jay jumps on there. You don't have hundreds of seeds flying all over the ground. Maybe the occasional here and there just from the beating of the wings, but look at that. It's worked out great. Now, they were the first. Now, the second one was the house finch. A little female came in and she's eating her little heart out. They try everything. So they're always reliable on trying new feeders. But I just love this feeder, and we're going to talk about why it's not flying out. Now, excuse the photograph on this. This is through my screen door. I did not expect to see the goldfinches coming in. They rarely go to the feeders. And there was something about this feeder that attracted the goldfinches because there was more than one when I was in the house when I looked over. So I just grabbed my camera and went for it. Look at that. The edge acts as a perch. That is so cute. So now I know the goldfinches are eating. They usually eat green seed. And of course, the dove came in, but you know what? She wasn't quite sure how to get on there. Maybe that's better. But they'll figure it out before you know it. I know that. They're reliable on eating a lot of seed. But look at this. This is off my Wzye Cam. I set that up because I can't sit there all day. And look at all three of the house finches just swinging away. Now, for the spice finches, they love their cages. So I wasn't sure what was going on with that and how long it would take till they tested it. After all, it's only been out 2 or 3 days. And I will have to admit, I've got 2 already, and I'm going to probably get another 1 or 2. These are fabulous. I love them. And with the complaints of people saying the seed was spilling all over, and look at the grosbeak. That is beautiful. Came in to eat the sunflower seeds. That's their favorite. And look, it stays so nice and stable. This is wonderful. Now, of course, you can add on a much larger tray underneath. But I'm going to tell you a secret about using a frisbee or a flying disc. Their edges are slightly curved in. And with the curve, it holds the seed in. As you can see here in the video, the curve. So with the gravity, it spins around the curve and most of the seed goes back inside. It works fabulous. But guess what? I was so excited. Remember those 2 little spice finches that were having that big conversation as to should we go check out the new feeder? Well, they did. They came down and they checked it out, and I know now that in the next few days, these feeders are going to be full of spice finches. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please, if you're interested, I am going to tag it underneath my video, but you should be able to get the Pennington feeder almost anywhere. It's really cheap at Walmart. Like I said, I'm going to go back and get 2 more. If you have a rodent problem, you can always unhook it and take it in at night. It's very light. Thank goodness not too much is falling like my other feeders do. And as you can notice, there's a squirrel on the bottom, but at least he's leaving the feeders alone. So with that, have a wonderful day. And don't forget to eat what you grow and feed the birds. They would really enjoy a little handout from you. Bye-bye.